In a world that's always rushing forward, how does one of Africa's most iconic cultures hold on to its ancient traditions? How do they keep the vibrant threads of their identity when everything around them is changing? I journeyed into the heart of Kenya, to the sprawling plains of the Great Rift Valley to try and find out. I wanted to witness the beauty and resilience of the Maasai people, not from a distance, but from within. I came here to understand a culture that has captivated the world, a culture built on courage, community, and a sacred bond with the land. And my journey began, not with a quiet introduction, but with the force of nature. It began with the sound of the earth shaking. It began with the Adumu. The second you step onto the red earth of a Maasai village, you're met with a wall of sound and color. This isn't just a greeting, it's a total immersion. Dozens of warriors, draped in their famous red shukazur color symbolizing bravery and unity, stand in a semicircle. Their bodies are covered in intricate beadwork, and some hold slender spears. Then they begin to chant, a deep, guttural rhythm that seems to rise from the very ground beneath your feet. And then the jumping starts. This is the Adumu, the legendary Maasai jumping dance. One by one, then in small groups, the warriors step into the center. Keeping their bodies arrow straight, they leap into the air. It's not a jump of brute force, but of incredible grace and vertical power. Their heels never seem to touch the ground as they spring up, higher and higher, a living display of strength and stamina. My guide, a tall, smiling man named Joseph, wrapped in the same proud red cloth, leans in. This isn't just for show, he explains, his voice steady amid the energy. The Adumu is how a warrior proves his strength. It's part of our most important ceremonies, like the Unodo, when our young warriors graduate to become senior elders, ready to marry. The higher a man can jump, the more he shows his prowess. As they jump, the women of the village stand nearby, their own songs weaving a complex harmony with the warriors' chants. They wear magnificent, wide-beaded collars, and their voices celebrate the strength of their sons, brothers, and husbands. Joseph encourages me to join in, which is a humbling, almost comical experience. My clumsy, flat-footed hops are a joke next to their soaring leaps. The warriors laugh not in mockery, but in a shared moment of connection. In this dance, you feel the spirit of the Maasai, proud, powerful, and deeply communal. This is where the journey truly begins, not as a spectator, but as a welcome guest, invited right into the heart of their world. Leaving the energy of the dance, Joseph guides me deeper into the village, which he calls a manyatta. It's a circular camp of low, oblong huts, all protected by a serious-looking fence made of acacia thorns. This isn't just a random layout. It's a fortress, a sanctuary built to protect the people and their most valuable asset, their cattle, from lions and other predators that roam the night. What strikes you right away is that these homes aren't made of wood or stone, but from the earth itself. Joseph introduces me to his sister, Nasarian, a woman with a warm, open face and hardworking hands. It's the women, she explains, who are the architects and builders here. With a quiet pride, she shows me the materials, a mix of mud, sticks, grass, and most importantly, cow dung. She laughs at my surprised look. The cow gives us everything, she says, with Joseph translating. It is our food, our wealth, and even our home. The cow dung, mixed with ash, dries into a hard, waterproof cement over a frame of branches. It's surprisingly durable and keeps the inside cool during the hot day and warm on cold nights. Nasarian invites me inside her home. I have to duck to get through the small opening, and it takes a moment for my eyes to adjust to the dim light. The space inside is compact and incredibly efficient. There are no real windows, a design choice that keeps the home secure and private. A small fire smolders in the center, its smoke slowly finding its way out through the roof. This fire is the heart of the home, used for cooking, warmth, and as the family's gathering place at night. She points out the different areas. There's a section for the parents to sleep and another small spot for the children. Sometimes, they lions even keep a newborn calf or a few young goats in a separate alcove to protect them, Every single inch has a purpose. The beds are raised platforms covered with animal hides, and hanging from the walls are orange gourds, or calabashes, used for storing and drinking milk, orange being the color of hospitality. As Nasarian talks, I learn more about the roles here. The men, the warriors, and elders are responsible for herding the cattle and protecting the village. The women's domain is the home. They build the houses, fetch water, gather firewood, milk the cows, raise the children, and create the stunning beadwork that's so central to their identity. It's a life of incredible hard work, but also one of deep purpose. Her home, built with her own hands from the land and their sacred cattle, isn't just a shelter. It's a symbol of the resourcefulness and resilience of the Maasai people. Joseph leads me from the Syrians' home to the center of the Manyata, into the large, open enclosure inside the thorny fence. This is the cattle kraal, and it is, in every sense, the center of the Maasai universe. To understand the Maasai, you have to understand their deep, sacred connection to their cattle. For the Maasai, cattle aren't just livestock, they're a divine gift. Joseph explains their core belief. Their god, Enkai, gave all the cattle on earth to the Maasai, making them the sacred keepers of these animals. This belief shapes everything. Wealth isn't measured in money, but in the number of cattle and children a man has. A large herd is a sign of respect, status, and responsibility. Joseph tells me you should never ask a Maasai man how many cattle he has, as it's believed to bring bad luck. A true herdsman knows each and every one of his animals by heart. Cattle are the entire Maasai economy. They're a currency used for trade and to form alliances through dowry payments. When a man marries, he gives the bride's family cattle, a gesture that symbolizes the sacred union of their families. But their importance goes so much deeper. Cattle are their main source of food. The Maasai diet has traditionally been built on three things: milk, meat, and blood. Milk, often fermented, is a daily staple. Meat is usually saved for special occasions and ceremonies, a symbol of community celebration. Joseph then explains the practice that often startles outsiders: drinking cattle blood. He assures me it's done with great care, without harming the animal. A small, blocked arrow is shot into the jugular vein, and a small amount of blood is collected in a gourd, often mixed with milk. This mixture is packed with protein and nutrients, a vital supplement, especially during the dry season. It's also a key part of sacred rituals, reinforcing the life-giving bond between the people and their animals. As the sun gets lower, the young boys of the village, some just 7 or 8 years old, start returning from the plains, skillfully guiding the herds back into the safety of the kraal. Their whole life is an apprenticeship in herding. They learn the rhythms of the seasons, the best places to graze, and how to protect their herd. This is their school. Watching the cattle settle in for the night, you start to grasp the depth of this relationship. The cow is life, it's wealth, food, and family. It's the link to the divine, the sacred gift that defines what it means to be Maasai. The next morning, the village is humming with quiet activity. While the men and boys get ready to take the cattle out, the women gather in small groups, their hands busy creating their extraordinary art, beadwork. I sit with Nasarian again as she shows me a collection of vibrant, intricate jewelry. Each piece tells a story, and every single color has a deep meaning. She points to the colors on a heavy, circular necklace. Red, she explains, is for bravery, strength, and the blood that unites them. Blue is the color of the sky and of water, a symbol of energy. Green represents the land and health. White stands for purity, like the cow's milk that feeds them. Orange and yellow mean hospitality and friendship. And black, she adds, represents the people themselves and the hardships they face together, a symbol of harmony. This beadwork is so much more than decoration. It's a visual language that communicates who you are, your social status, age, and whether you're married. The flat, disc-like collars worn by married women are a sign of their status. A young warrior or a Moran wears specific patterns to show his stage in life. The jewelry given at a wedding is filled with messages of hope and family history. This sense of beauty extends to other traditions too. The stretching of earlobes, done by both men and women, is a mark of wisdom. Over time, the lobes are carefully weighted down with beaded ornaments. While it might seem extreme to an outsider, here it's a respected sign of maturity. I also learn about the rites of passage that mark the journey to adulthood. Joseph talks about the emirata, the circumcision ceremony that turns a boy into a man. It's a test of incredible bravery. The boy must endure the rite in total silence to prove he is ready to be a warrior. Afterwards, the young men wear black cloaks for a time, a stark symbol of their transition. Only after this can he become a Moran and let his hair grow long and braided, a privilege just for the warrior class. Other transitions, like marriage, are marked by shaving the head to symbolize a fresh start. Even a simple greeting is packed with meaning. Joseph shows me how an elder will bless a younger person by spitting. It's a startling gesture at first, but he explains that it's a profound blessing, a gift of moisture and luck in this dry land. It's a way of wishing someone good fortune. These traditions, the language of the beads, the rites of passage, the unique blessings are the threads that weave Maasai society together. They are powerful expressions of beauty, strength, and a shared identity nurtured for centuries. One evening, as the fire crackles, I sit with Joseph and one of the village elders, a man named Mzi Ol Setoti. His face is a beautiful map of wrinkles, each line telling a story. I want to understand how their culture, so rooted in the past, is handling the pressures of the 21st century. Mzi Setoti speaks in the Ma language and Joseph translates. He doesn't shy away from the changes. The world isn't the same as when I was a boy, he says. One of their biggest challenges is climate change. The seasons aren't predictable anymore. Droughts are more frequent and severe, threatening their pastures and their sacred cattle. This puts a huge strain on their semi-nomadic lifestyle as grazing lands shrink. Then there's the pull of the modern world. Mzi Setoti points to a young warrior by the fire. He holds a traditional spear in one hand, but in the other, the blue light of a smartphone screen glows on his face. It's a perfect metaphor for the Maasai today, a people with a foot into different worlds. Education is another complex issue. For generations, a Maasai education happened out on the plains. Now, formal schooling presents both an opportunity and a challenge. Many families want their children to have opportunities in fields like healthcare and business. But there's also a fear that as kids spend more time in classrooms, they might lose touch with the traditional knowledge that has kept their people alive for centuries. They are striving for a balance where kids can learn to read and write, but also learn the wisdom of their elders. Even tourism, which brought me here, is a double-edged sword. It provides a vital income, but there's always the risk of traditions becoming a performance instead of a lived reality. That's why, Joseph explains, they choose to engage in ethical tourism, welcoming visitors who come with respect and a real desire to learn. What I'm witnessing in this conversation isn't a culture frozen in time. It's one that is actively and intelligently adapting. They aren't abandoning who they are, they're weaving new threads into their identity. They are finding ways to hold onto their core values, their connection to cattle, community, and the land while embracing the tools the modern world offers. The resilience of the Maasai isn't just in surviving hardship, but in their ability to evolve without losing their soul. My last evening in the manyatta is quiet, the cattle are settled, and the sky above is a breathtaking blanket of stars. I share a simple meal with Joseph's family ugali, a maize porridge, with some greens. In the flickering firelight, the lines between visitor and host, between the modern world and this ancient one, seem to just melt away. Looking back, it's easy to get caught up in the spectacle, the red chukas, the soaring jumps, the fierce reputation of the warrior. But the real beauty of the Maasai isn't just in what you see, it's in the unseen things. It's in the quiet strength of the women who build the homes. It's in the wisdom of the elders who guide the community. It's in the unshakable belief that their cattle are a sacred trust. And it's in their incredible resilience, their ability to stand at a crossroads in time and choose their own path forward. I came here to discover the traditions of the Maasai, but I found something more. I found a powerful lesson in what it means to belong to a community, to be connected to the land, and to hold on to your identity with courage and grace in a world that never stops changing. Thank you for joining me. My deepest thanks go to Joseph, Nasarian, Nzi Olse and their entire community for welcoming me with such open hearts. Their stories are a vital part of our shared human story. If this has moved you, please share it so others can witness the enduring spirit of the Maasai people. Until our next adventure, stay curious. Every moment here has been a lesson in beauty, resilience, and connection to the earth. If you are finding this journey as incredible as I am and want to see more stories that go beyond the surface, please subscribe and join our community. There's so much more of the world to discover together.